So here is today's agenda, where we will learn how to organize expository essays using the graphic organizer. And you will write your slideshow examples on your graphic organizer. And you'll plan using that graphic organizer and the prompt. The prompt that we'll be using is the same one that you wrote your thesis to, and it is what is the effect of one new technology on people's lives. So I need you to get out the graphic organizers that you received in the mail, and you're going to use one just for notes, okay? So this is the one actually that we're going to use right now. Use this one. So we're going to use one side for notes, and then the flip side will be the one that we use for what is the effect of one new technology. You can pause it so that you can write your prompt. Okay, so we use one side for the prompt that we actually write to, and then we're using the other side for notes. Okay, so take out your graphic organizers. If you don't have a graphic organizer, if you can't find your graphic organizers, then take a sheet of notebook paper or a sheet of computer paper and draw these boxes in the same way, okay? If you'll message me, I will try to send you out another copy or one that you can print. All right, but you need the graphic organizers for the task today. Now we're looking at the slideshow again, and this is what the essay graphic organizer will look like. So those of you who receive a graphic organizer when you test for the end of course exam, you will receive a document that looks like this, except it will not have the labels on it, the words. Everyone else, you will receive blank paper that you can draw this graphic organizer on when you're testing, okay? So now we're going to fill in. Let's look at how the essay is organized. We're going to focus in first on the introduction paragraph. So we're going to focus first on the introduction paragraph. So I have zoned in on that section. And in that introduction paragraph, you have three things. The first thing you have is the hook. And the job of the hook is to get the attention of the reader. That might be a question or a startling statement or a description or a list, but it is some creative way to get the attention of the reader, but it must connect with this bridge. It must connect to your thesis. So the bridge sentence connects your hook to your thesis. Now, in an EOC style essay, you do not need a long drawn out introduction. So sometimes you don't even need a bridge sentence. It depends on what your hook is. If your hook is not self-explanatory with your thesis, then you might need that bridge sentence. Okay, so your introduction paragraph will be 1 to 3 sentences long, and your thesis statement will go in this star, because like this North Star that used to guide the ships of sailors, your thesis statement is going to guide us through your essay. So it answers the prompt. It includes your topic and your claim or your opinion about that topic, or your 2 reasons. Now let's pause and look at what that looks like on your note page. So you should be taking notes on this side of your paper. So I've written down what it said on the slideshow, gets the attention of the reader, the bridge connects my hook to thesis. My thesis answers the prompt question, and my topic plus claim or reasons equals my thesis. You can go back and look at that slide if you need to repeat. So you will continue to take notes on your graphic organizer itself, and you'll write in what I've written here. So our first column for body paragraph 1, in our topic sentence, a topic sentence is one reason that supports my thesis, okay? It's the why. So why my thesis is true. So reason 1 that supports my thesis goes here, followed by a concrete detail. And a concrete detail is a specific example. It is sometimes text evidence. And I'm going to introduce you to something called helps later. So go ahead and write it in. You can use helps to help you figure out a good concrete detail. Helps refers to an example from history, an example from, I forgot what the E stands for. Oh, experience, if you've had a personal experience. L stands for literature, so it could be a book or a movie or a TV show. P stands for popular culture, and S stands for science or sports. So you want to use a specific detail that relates to your topic in your body paragraph. After that concrete detail, you will include commentary, just like you do for your 8 paragraphs. Does this look familiar? It's like answer, prove, explain. Yes, those go together. So in your 2 sentences of commentary, each one of these boxes represents a sentence. You're going to give your analysis or your interpretation about that example. In that last sentence of commentary, you're going to make sure that you explain how this example, this concrete detail, relates to your topic or your thesis. Your concluding sentence, just like you did for your celebrity article, summarizes those main points from your paragraph and references that topic sentence claim. Okay? So this is body paragraph 1, and you guessed it, body paragraph 2 looks exactly the same. So pause the video and add that. Except for this one would be reason 2. Okay, pause the video. Write that down. I'm going to move on. The conclusion for your essay really only needs to be about 1 to 2 sentences will work. And in your conclusion, you're going to review how each of your examples that you used in your body paragraphs, one example, 2 examples, review how each example supports your thesis statement. The conclusion summarizes the main points of your essay, but you're going to use different words. You won't use the exact same words that you used in your thesis statement. So on your graphic organizer, you should have notes written on one side that look something like this. Okay, so take a moment if you need to. Make sure you fill in all the details for your notes, graphic organizer notes. Okay, so let's take another look at our graphic organizer. So you have it filled in, and you have all these boxes. Now I want you to take a highlighter, a marker, something that that looks different than the text you've written. Because when you take the test, some of you're not going to get these boxes. You're just going to get a sheet of paper. And so what I'm going to ask you to do, I want you to notice, can y'all kind of see the outline of the capital letter I? That's what I want you to make. So I'm going to go all the way across here. I'm going to go down the center, and I'm using hot pink. All the way through here for this big letter I. Do that with your graphic organizer. And then I'm going to show you what you have then. What we have now is the top part of the I is paragraph 1. So it has 1, 2, 3 sentences in it. The hook, the bridge, the thesis. Then all that's in this section of the I, that's paragraph 2. And then in this section of the I is paragraph 3. And then you guessed it, what's below the I is paragraph 4. So what you have is 4 paragraphs in this. Let me show you what it looks like on the graphic organizer. Okay, so this is a neater version of what it looks like. So above the I is paragraph 1. and the left side of the eyes, paragraph 2, the right side of the eyes, paragraph 3, and the bottom is paragraph 4. Go ahead and mark your graphic organizer, and then we're going to practice. Here is an example from the essay prompts to write an essay explaining how failure can strengthen a person. You remember that from when we practiced? Okay, so this person wrote a rather lengthy introduction, but here's ultimately the most important part of their prompt is responding. So do they respond? And how can failure strengthen a person? They wrote, failure can strengthen a person because it teaches him how to deal with feeling inadequate and makes him more determined to succeed. Okay, they have 2 reasons, and they have a hook, and they have a bridge that would go first. I'm not going to read those right now, but you can take a moment to do that. And these connect together, so they have a very strong introduction paragraph. And then they go to body paragraph 1. Okay, so the first sentence is a reason that their thesis is true. And remember, they were talking about feeling inadequate. So they say, first, that's a good transition word for a first body paragraph. First, failure teaches people how to deal with feeling inadequate, which is necessary if they're going to fight any battles in their life. Oh, what do they mean? Can they give us a specific example? Because that's what we're looking for here. So they give us a concrete detail from literature. When Ron Weasley failed at his last Quidditch match in the Order of the Phoenix, he felt that crushing weight of failure and embarrassment. Okay, if they stopped right there when they gave us an example, do they tell us how failure helped him? No. So they have to give more commentary and explain. But Ron had failed before, so instead of wallowing in that sadness, he mustered up all his strength. And then now this comment is going to pull it back to how to help him fight other battles. Though he had failed once, Ron's failure became the driving force behind a comeback that was the talk of Hogwarts for weeks. And then our concluding sentence is going to summarize that idea. The strongest people, both fictional characters and real, know what it's like to win battles and what it's like to have a devastating loss. Okay, so if you're feeling inadequate, that you have to know how to handle loss. So they talked about that in this paragraph. They would do the same thing in body paragraph 2, although I didn't provide an example here, but it follows the same pattern as body paragraph 2. So they might say, secondly, and remember they're talking about makes him more determined to succeed. So now they would say, secondly, failure can cause a person to be more determined to succeed the next time. So the conclusion is just going to sum up their major points. Even though failing is not fun for most people, it teaches them how to deal with that feeling of worthlessness that goes along with feeling inadequate and makes them want to succeed even more. That's the second reason that was mentioned in the thesis. Failure packs a heavy punch, but while knocking someone down, it can also give them the strength to get back up. Very nice. So this is a nice conclusion. Okay, so today we're going to look at the parts of the body paragraph for your prompt. Your prompt was to write an essay explaining the effects of one new technology on people's lives. And I wrote about a GPS, and you are not supposed to write about a GPS, but you can use mine as an example. Having a GPS can keep a person from getting lost and make the trip safer. My 2 reasons, right? Here is a sample body paragraph. Let me break it down for you. Okay? Here it is broken down. So I'm saying it's going to help people from getting lost. So my sample body paragraph. Because maps and point-by-point driving directions are accessible almost instantaneously, a GPS can save drivers time and frustration. Okay, so one reason it's true. For example, my concrete detail can start with that. On a recent trip to Houston's Galleria, the exit my dad normally takes to approach the mall was blocked by construction. Okay, so a specific example. Now I've got to give them some commentary about it. Not knowing another safe way to get to the mall, my dad instructed me to consult the GPS. Within minutes, Nigel's British accent declared, "Take the next exit on your right in 1 mile." Without the benefit of Nigel, our GPS, the memories of our family's Houston trip might have been filled with aggravation and disappointment instead of relaxation and ease. Okay, it helps people not get lost. Concluding sentence ties your story back to the reason. Take a look at that before you do your own. Okay, so let's pause. Now let's take a look at your graphic organizer. And you see the parts I have highlighted in pink? These are the parts I want you to write out. Okay, so our question is, what is the effect of one new technology on people's lives? You're going to write your thesis statement. You can use the thesis statement that you shared in the discussion board. Did you get approval? So you shared one from Tuesday's activity. Okay, so that was Tuesday's lesson. If you have that, you can write it out. Remember, it's going to answer this question. Then you're going to take that thesis statement and what were those two reasons? Okay, you're going to write them out in sentence form, like first, and then write your sentence. Give me the first reason. And you could say another reason and write it out here. Okay, I want you to do your thesis statement, your two topic sentences. If you want to fill in more of it, you can. I want you to take a picture of it. Click, click. Take a picture of this and do a screenshot. Take it with your phone, whatever you need to do. And then I want you to submit it to the Schoology assignment. Okay, so submit it to the Schoology assignment. That is your task today. Fill in your notes. I want you to prove to me that you did two things. I want you to show me your notes. So take a picture of your notes that are filled out. And then take a picture of the thesis statement and the two topic sentences. Got it? Good.